after I started meditation.
Good morning and good evening, friends and masters. Welcome to today's session, day 25 of the 40 days program. So today we'll learn about why it's important and essential of vegetarian food or plant-based food, and what are its benefits for greater health and better well-being. Thank you, friends. So I'll hand over to Chandra sir to take over the session. Welcome, sir.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, wonderful evening. The early part, when I came into meditation, I was in a transit, and so I was in Singapore. In a restaurant there. And this is a restaurant I used to visit regularly. Most of my travel to US used to be via Singapore. I used to visit there regularly, but this time when I was there, something caught my attention. They had a big wall there, and in that wall, on that wall, they had elephant was there, big elephant, big giraffe was there, big horse is there. Now, all of them, they were drawn there, and then they put what is common to these. Vegetarian diet. They all eat grass and leaves. But these animals had something special every time I think about them. Heaviest animal, tallest animal, fastest utilitarian animal. Contrary to the biggest myth that we ever have, that I must have a different food to be stronger, to have that extra strength, to have that energy, that we must have non-vegetarian. Now, these are the animals that already nature is showing us that that's a myth. Now, of course, my attention now went to this board. I'm sure that board must have been there before too. But only after coming into meditation that my attention, my eyes caught that board. Naturally so, that we are revealed of information when we are ready to consume it. Or the information is there, but then we absorb it. We pay attention to it only when we are ready to consume it. We get to hear about it only when we are ready to consume it. We get to read about it when we're ready to take it, at least consider it. Our brain has a system. It is processing billions of bits, but it only takes a few. It only takes a very, very few. It processes a lot, but takes a few deeply. We're talking about they're going into the subconscious. It takes a few deeply. Everything else is they're sitting randomly, not even aware that they're all there. So that was sufficient for me to contemplate a lot more deeply about vegetarian practice. I became a Western mind. I had a Western mind. We use the word Western mind. More science-oriented, I guess. I think anybody is nothing derogatory. We're just using the word. Yes, sir. Mind, Western mind. One is ready to take consciousness. The other is saying, I have to see. This is true because so much has happened. Research or this and that. So the body, everything that we know, and so then this is why so many proteins, so many calories, so many this, so many that are required. What I meant there was that in the years of stay in West, and so then I started looking at every label. 10% protein, okay, 25% carbohydrate, okay, 6% fat. Oh, okay, so this one has more of whatever the greens equivalent iron, I think. So many of those labels I would look at and then eat, buy, so many things like that. And then feel good. Okay, so I had good amount of protein. Okay, that's how it's been talked around. I used to be that way, and so then it came into Bangalore too. So where I was living, we started looking for some labels and this and that. Not much you get in those days, late 90s, early 2000. Now I also heard from Patriji in other sessions. Our taste buds are there to enjoy food. Nature has given us this beautiful body to experience many things, and then one of them is the 5 sensory perceptions are there. So it is there to enjoy food. Enjoy food, not do discrimination to reject based on certain external knowledge that we have. So taste buds to enjoy food, so experience it. So that is a different point to consider. Taste buds to enjoy food, no restriction. He didn't say do this, do that. So enjoy food. We always follow the moderation. Moderation is required. Enjoy food, but moderation. Don't have to stop anything to eat. It made sense. As in the year 2002, as I came into meditation, until then, when I used to eat quite a bit of non-veg food, because our caste, our community, all of them eat a lot. And so what I was being brought up that way. My father, this is very, very good for you, and then have this, have that. Now he also didn't know. And all of that changed after coming to meditation, just around maybe 40, 80 days later. Somewhere I felt, one day, that what right do we have to stop something from experiencing its life? Do unto yourself what you do unto others, what you do unto yourself, or do not do unto yourself. Do not do unto others what you do not do unto yourself. Do not do unto others what you do not do unto yourself. this understanding started coming. And so then it became a no-brainer for me, and then it's immediately warning for us to stop the non-veg food. You have no right to, that's the statement that I'm hearing. What right do we have to curtail the freedom of something? Somewhere, the essence of conversation with God would keep coming up. They have the right to curtail the freedom of something or somebody. So these questions that I was constantly reading or hearing, made me to naturally come into vegetarianism. And subsequently, as I've been in conversation with Patriji, then his statement that food as they to enjoy the taste buds are there to enjoy the food, helped me to sort of drop the whole idea, notion of looking into the labels, because they were never there. Let's say 150 years from before, they were never there, or 100 years before, they're never there. What is there was our intelligent body. Our intelligent body is always telling what is right and how much is required, and then what is required. We know that. Already medical system or experts tell your baby will ask you, a small young baby is going to ask you what it needs. If there's too much milk, they don't want to take it. Instead, they have to have something else. The way they cry, they look at it, point, and then they ask. Whatever the body needs, the body is always conveying in some way or the other. What is necessary, even for my mind to transcend, was revealed to me in the Singapore restaurant, even though I had gone there multiple times. What is necessary for is always coming. And so then same way, our body, what is necessary is coming to us, and then we start paying attention, it's going to absorb it. If we can defy the environment, which is telling, oh, don't delay it, and then you're going for this meeting, have food, otherwise it's going to have some kind of headache, body is going to bother you. The environment is constantly telling you based on you are the body, or the body, or the body mind, take care, take care, take care. But and then many people like me who are very, very happy, healthy, not necessarily looking at whether eating more fat or not, because your body gets regulated automatically. You become very sensitive to the needs of it. You know when to stop. In Sanskrit, Shakahara, Mitahara, Nirahara, three things. The Yuktahara, Mitahara, Nirahara, three things. Our body, we apply these three, Yuktahara, Mitahara, Nirahara. Yukta means the right food, the most appropriate food. That's the first stage. We immediately turn to the right appropriate food on many grounds. And the most important is that if we are understanding, and if we say that I'm spiritual, that means I understand the science of spirit. That's what spirituality means, spirit. Spirit is that thing that exists everywhere and everything. If I understand the science of spirit, I understand, no, I operate from the spirit, spiritual, then most certainly you see yourself as that animal, as that chicken, as that hen, as this, as that. Of course, we're going to see ourselves that way if we're spiritual. And so then most importantly, then we look at it from that perspective, and then at once we start looking at it and say, how can I stop this? What right do I have? So right food to Mitahara to the limited food. Mitha means limit, limited food are the optimal food. Mitha is limit. And then nirahara is no food. I guess it's saying doesn't matter. You become a yogi at some point. I mean, yogi means tapasvi at some point. Basically consume less and less and less. Is it really necessary? If I'm going to go to a remote place in Himalayas for, let's say, 10 days, 15 days, 30 days, can I expect a great many things in my plate every day? Necessary? We get to the understanding, I'm sure many of you are already within this path are looking at. What is necessary and what's not necessary. It happens automatically, body. It made perfect sense to me as I went along on this path. I became vegetarian yuktahara, and then slowly the ahara becomes a little more refined. It becomes sattvic food, and so slowly, over a period of it can happen. But the first thing, yuktahara, becoming a vegetarian, was very, very essential for me because it just didn't make sense otherwise. It didn't make sense to have a pet under my arm, but then right there with a knife and a fork, having something right there. It didn't make sense. And the vegetarian animals, elephants are showing that, giraffe is showing that, horse is showing that you have so much strength. That is the biggest myth. There are so many myths are there around this one difference. But we want to be spiritual. We want to be living the spirituality, be compassionate, that everything has its own life, that everything wants to live its life. And so the way we are going about living, while manifestation is a great way to create things, but we are minimizing the consequence of what we want to, while we're doing things. Minimize the consequences of the word. Necessary, is it necessary? We ask ourselves automatically. To understand this. Now, of course, then afterwards doing some research, there are so many points are there about the beauty of vegetarian diet in the way that you are dealing with and the impact it's, of course, to animals, to ourselves. I'm talking about spiritual point, physically ourselves, how much harmful it is to us. It's like a poison pill that waiting to make things happen for us, we're taking it. It's a poison pill. Eating non-veg food is like a poison pill. That's how I consider it. It has got so much impact, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and then, of course, spiritually. In all bodies, it's creating impact. A non-veg pill is a poison pill of any amount of nature, which got an huge impact to us future. If somebody has a cyanide pill and they're trying to take, we don't let them, because it's got an instantaneous impact. But with the non-veg food, we don't see instant impact, so let it go, slip it by. It's equivalent. We have to think ourselves to, while forcing people around and say, have this important for you. Let's go into meditation, dear friends, and see if you're open enough to understand the various facts around this whole importance that how vegetarian food is positively enhancing not only individuals, but everybody around in significant ways. After the session, relax yourself, dear friends. We're practicing breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is to empty the mind and then be in that empty states of mind for as long as we can. In this process of sitting down on the floor or in the sofa chair comfortably, legs crossed, fingers into fingers, hands rested in your lap, eyes closed, remove the spectacles and observe your normal, natural breath. When you observe the breath, slowly the mind becomes empty. When you observe the breath, thoughts come down and mind becomes empty. And we want to be in that state. Observe that emptiness. As you observe, you may find sensation, movement in your body. Observe them, witness them, and then be in that state. And then slowly, slowly, we go into deeper states of meditation. We are there without analyzing. At any given time, we have thought. We bring our attention back to the breath again, and again observe the breath. So this process is going to repeat, and we're going to continue to be either observing the breath or experiencing emptiness, or in a state where we don't know where we are, a trance state. All are great states. Only when you have thought, you're bringing your attention back to the breath again and then observing. Relax yourself, dear friends. Sit comfortably. Relax your body. We're starting with this breath mindfulness meditation practice today. And your eyes closed, dear friends. I'll play music only intermittently, may not be continuous today. Eyes closed, specs removed, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are in a powerful group meditation, dear friends. Be with your breath. Observe your normal, natural breath, dear friends. And allow yourself to slowly notice emptiness. We are in absolute silence. Our intention is to empty the mind. Our intention is to connect with the intelligence that surrounds us. In this absolute silence, with the help of our easy, soft breath, dear friends, we find that emptiness inside of us and all around. Be with your breath. As your mind is becoming empty, allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience emptiness. Allow yourself to merge into this infinite depth of that emptiness. The blackness. Friends, it's truly an honor and a privilege to be experiencing this life at this time of history. Many are not so blessed. Can you express gratitude to all things and everybody? Your gratitude to your parents, your teachers, your mentors, family, friends, relatives, colleagues. Be grateful to everything you use, the technology, the system, the government, the company, the institutes, to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals. Yourself, and to this intelligent universe. For helping us experience so much more in this life. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Recollect your experiences from the session, and whenever you're ready, with your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, you may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. If you enjoyed the session, how are your sessions going, Mr. Fausto?
Good, Master. Slowly getting to be able to focus on the breath. Thoughts keep coming. Go back again. But seems to be having some impact. Last 10 days that I've been doing it without fail. I'm a lot more calmer. I sleep better.
Okay. That sleep is the fundamental reason of why your body is significantly gaining back the health in many ways. The deep sleep. I encourage, please read this book, Mind to Matter. It explains beautifully what happens in deep sleep to the body. And they've noticed so many genes get upregulated when people go into these deep sleep states. Very, very beneficial. And meditation is bringing that in many ways directly. There's some announcements are there before I start the conversation, this talk on the importance of vegetarianism in many, many angles, from financial angle, from animals' point of view, from planet point of view, from compassionate grounds. Go ahead, Apurva or
Yes, sir.
Anusha, madam.
So today we have a pre-breakout room meeting with the facilitators. And also we have Anusha ma'am to announce the donations, names of the donors for the last week.
Go ahead, Anusha, madam. Anusha, madam, okay. What happened? Yes. And unmute her.
Thank you. Namaste, dear friends and masters. Good morning, great afternoon, and wonderful evening. It feels really great to meditate with you all every day. Thank you so much for joining and adding energies. Friends, the vision of Buddha Seva Quantum Foundation is to build a world full of leaders who are meditative, compassionate, and purpose-driven for a harmonious and fulfilling life for everyone on this planet Earth. So I would like to thank all the donors contributed between 16th Feb to 22nd Feb. MTK Textiles, Rajkumar. Thank you so much. I've announced the donors who have contributed more than 5,000. Our deep gratitude to all the donors who are contributing to this cause. Friends, we are organizing a global conference of meditative leaders on 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And at India Habitat Center in New Delhi. I request you all to take part in this and please contribute to this cause. The objective of the conference is to raise awareness about meditation's role in positive social change and individual resilience, and assist global leaders in formulating policies for widespread meditation adoption. So I request you all to become part on this global event. Please log on to buddhaseva.org and make your contributions. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manisha Madam. When are we seeing you? Today or tomorrow?
Today, so.
Today. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so let me put up a few charts, dear friends. And these charts always, every time I go through them, gives me inspiration to do more. Patriji was the greatest proponent with a compassionate heart to talk about this concept of vegetarianism. In fact, on several occasions, he said, it doesn't matter if you become meditator or not, become a vegetarian. On several occasions, for him, it's 50% vegetarianism, 50% meditation. Two things for an individual. Now, the health benefit, the science benefits are all there. It's all from, we want some freedom and we want life. We want expression of life, and we all want to experience life more. Then it is exact same thing. Even more to those that are so innocent, that are voiceless. But there is science, and there are several aspects that we're looking at, scientifically speaking, what is happening when we are taking a non-vegetarian diet. And is there a way we can contribute differently? And so let's an understanding for a better individual and greater world, vegetarianism. So some famous people who are vegetarians, just wanted to get a thought around this. There are many more, right? Because there are a few here. And it's, if we are influenced to their thinking and thought process, and then the contribution they made to the world, it's also good to look at their points of view and then how they are. Mahatma Gandhiji has always been a great, great proponent of it, and Abraham Lincoln. And all of them had some profound quotes about meditation. Mahatma Gandhi says, a nation's moral progress can be judged the way it treats animals. Abraham Lincoln, I'm in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. 100 years ago, slavery, human slavery, was not allowed. It was there, and then we overcame it. And then we fought for it. This situation, this must come towards animals. Einstein doesn't need to mention, nothing will benefit human health and increase the chance of survival of life on Earth as much as evolution to a vegetarian diet. Carl Lewis, the one who broke this all world record, the fastest man on Earth, 10 Olympic medals, 3 world records, 10 world championships, vegetarian diet. Charles Darwin, the love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. They're all our vegetarians that we are listing here. George Bernard Shaw. Look at this, a group of beings from another planet, what land and earth, beings who consider themselves as superior to you, as you feel yourself to be to other animals. Would you concede them the rights over you that you assume of the animals? Makes us think, and we must think about this. Is Isaac Newton, physicist and astronomer, as a vegetarian? Leonardo da Vinci, vegetarian. The time will come when men such as I will look upon the murder of animals as they now look on the murder of man, even more powerful. He had a lot more stronger voice. Mark Twain, author, for various reasons, said there might have been any kind of economical gain in this, but the pain that inflicts upon unconsenting animal is the basis for my advocacy towards vegetarianism. That's what he's saying. Plato and Aristotle, the greatest philosopher that we always have read, and the Greek philosophers, and they've been vegetarians. Pythagoras, mathematician, vegetarian, and he's got a deep insight. As long as we massacre animals, that means there is so much of dominance, there is so much of violence and aggression, so that is coming into our nature. And so there cannot be peace. Nobel Peace Laureate Rabindranath Tagore from Bengal, such an important aspect to understand. If Tagore has been so greatly respected, then all the sea life has to be respected. Trillions of fish are disappearing on an everyday basis, trillions of fish. Steve Jobs, an entrepreneur, has always been a vegetarian, been very, very successful. Thomas Alva Edison is a vegetarian, the greatest inventor of all times. Thomas Alva Edison and Tesla, these two people come out as the greatest inventors of many, many things they've done. And talking about vegetarianism, so different. There are many people that have contributed significantly, had a point of view on this vegetarianism. Must look at it. Some scientific facts in vegetarianism, common diseases, and they continuously are there. There are several diseases. There is some scientific understanding behind all of them between vegetarianism and meditation. Let me look at this. Yes. Of the many things that are there, whether it's obesity or whether it's cancer, many of them, there's always a ratio. There's a significant difference that the research is noticing. When it comes to the cancer, the number one killer, 60% reduction in vegetarians. Farmingham Health Study, which is considered very, very longest study of diet and heart disease in the world medical history, was ran for multiple years. Because not just one short duration, and vegetarianism is significantly reduces, and so is the case with obesity, an order of magnitude lesser. There's a myth about, the animal that's running fast eats grass and then man wants to eat meat. Buffaloes, bulls, camels, elephants, giraffes, hippos, horses, rhinoceros, all are vegetarian. Strongest mammals. What are we then designed to eat? There's a herbivore and then a carnivore. Carnivore is meat eating. Herbivore supposed to be only eating things that are soft to chew, soft to take on, easy to digest. And it is based on the way our body is constructed. A herbivore's body, human is a herbivore, and then animals, the meat-eating animals are carnivores. So teeth, we have broad and flat for grinding. Our teeth are broad and flat. They're not sharp, pointed for tearing. Therefore, grinding, so chewing. We do extensive chewing, the animals, they swallow. That's just the nature, because they're designed. We are alkaline more in saliva, they're more acidic. It has a certain property to decompose the certain type of food that we take in. Colon, it's an important aspect. 10 to 12 times body length as our colon. And they have very short length. So when the food goes through the colon, and then animals have very short length, so the goes in, comes out. Whereas for us, it's 10 to 12 times longer. And so then the body length, our body is long, and then top of it is 10 to 12 times longer colon. And so when you take the meat, it has to go through the entire thing. It takes time to even come out. So there is so much pressure it puts on the system to digest. We don't have claws. They have claws. It's important for them to tear. Claws and things are required. And then our skin pores, their tongue is porous. Again, there is some scientific connection. But the point, dear friends, is that when you look at from this angle and say, what am I designed to eat? Foodborne illnesses, and the research is that 13 times more pesticides meat contains than vegetables, because there's always been a lot of injections and chemicals that are given to the animals to be what they are trying to be creating them. The animals that are stranded on yards of feces and urine for long periods of time has so much of stuff that is accumulating into them. Its inhumane condition is another thing, but I'm just talking from a scientific perspective to actively consider. Foodborne illnesses are significantly high. Now, moving from there to water waste. This is astonishing when I was first got to know about this. How much water is required to produce a pound of a vegetable versus a pound of meat? Wheat, for example, requires 25 gallons of water to produce a pound of wheat. We're talking about to produce a pound of beef, 5,000 gallons of water. Because so much is utilized in growing fields and crops, and then that goes in as a feed to the animal, and then from there comes a pound of beef. You save more water by not eating a pound of meat than you don't take a shower for 6 months. $300 gallons, or there about 500 gallons, a vegetarian diet, to 4,000 gallons of water per day. And so there is so much that is there being put on the system. If we consider that water is an important resource, pollution, significant. I mean, this research started in China. I'm not singling out a specific country, but it gives a picture of how they're everywhere. Even though there is pollution of water, we think that industrial waste is big, but then half of the pollution is from livestock. Livestock contribution to the pollution is nearly half. There's research on this. And so the numbers will not be too different in country to country. Deforestation. 70% of the forests in the Amazon were raised for grazing, because they need land so that they can put a lot more grass, and so that animals be fed a lot more. And so then animal farms are created, animals are fed. For that you need land, so they keep on deforesting the forest land and then put farms there. There's amazing statistics. The John Robbins has compiled a lot of these. The Food Revolution is a great book to read from various sources that are there, that are compiled very meticulously. And then this research is there now for over 30 years, this kind of research. Sustainability they're talking about. So sustainability, when we're talking about, we actually look at, can I become a vegetarian immediately? What contribution can I make? The amount of land that's required A 2.5 acre of land, when you're producing vegetables to feed, if they're producing 22 people worth of potatoes, and the same land, you're only producing 2 people worth of chicken. Sustainability. Because again, we need to have a lot of animal food for them to live on, to be able to come back and become meat at some point. And this is even more staggering to understand. The numbers are mind-boggling. If you're producing 100% food, let's say food, what we produce is 100%. In that, 2% is by people. Only 2% goes to people to eat in the world. Can you imagine this? And 75 to 77% is going to be they're fed to livestock in the world. So where is the difference? The difference, 20, is gone into wastage. That much in the world is going waste too. Because shipped from one place to another, self-sufficiency, the whole eco-balance that we're talking in, because it's fruit from somewhere, the mangoes get produced in one country, goes to across the ship to another country, by then and somewhere along the way they have got spoiled fully and all rejected. While there are millions of people die of hunger, and then here there is so much is being fed actively to the animals to produce meat, and then in just one of the largest countries become vegetarian, the hunger deaths go away. That's the stat. Overnight they go away. Global warming, dear friends, is rearing cattle produces more greenhouse gases than driving cars. There's so much that's contribution to the global warming, because the greenhouse gases, that means farms, animal farms, significantly. And this is an interesting number. Our amount of money that is spent on priorities. Billions of dollars, some of these larger food chains, they spend billions of dollars marketing a new burger that comes out, they put $1 billion budget and say, we've got to promote this. Here is a new blah, 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 and then it gives you so much. Something that's promoted significantly, a meat burger, for example, versus then amount of money that is there to raise awareness about how a vegetarian diet actually improves our health significantly. There's no comparison of where our money is going. First of all, it's so harmful. Second, on top of it, then we invest so much huge amounts of dollars across the world in promoting them significantly. I guess it brings on the tobacco industry, I guess. At some point, it's going to come. The labels now have injurious to health will be similar will have to come on the food items which carry non-veg to say significant increase in the harm to health. Sure, it's going to come at some point. Ayurveda, which is the time-tested, most modern, world's most ancient medicine system, has always recommended a vegetarian diet, always. Yoga's cornerstone of yoga is non-violence, ahimsa. Ancient practice of the body, mind, and soul. Ahimsa is the cornerstone for it. And then vegetarian, there is some way things have moved on, where even many of the monks that I understand are eating meat, but otherwise by default it's vegetarian meat out of compassion. Compassion is it. We as spiritual seekers, dear friends, are looking at on compassionate grounds, and if we cannot be called spiritual if we are continues to cause harm to other fellow beings, including animal friends. Patriji always said it, a strong proponent Indian system talking about ahimsa, paramo dharmaha. That statement has to have a meaning. Ahimsa, non-violence, paramo, the highest dharma. Dharma is responsibility. That statement has no meaning if vegetarianism, not impacting animals, is not considered. So, dear friends, there is any amount of research and literature that will point again and again on many grounds that we at once take to vegetarianism. Consider, now how do I go from where I am? Many of the practitioners are saying, let me try. I'm going to take a 40-day challenge. Let me try. Why not? My family belief, my tradition, my environment, everything is like this. I may be seen, singled out. It's going to be difficult to get vegetarian food in the place where I am. All of these are there. All of these are there. But if you take a 40-day challenge and see what happens. My co-founder, Lawrence, French national, loved when she was learning meditation, she was in the United States. And so then she too was very concerned how she can find vegetarian food. And then by default, I've been always told this is without meat, how the body is going to stay. But she took to it. As soon as I came into meditation, within a month after, she said, I'm going to experiment this. If people are saying good, she took to it. And then she's stuck to her vegetarianism all throughout now, more than 6 years or 7 years or 10 years later. She's happy, she's healthy. Within 40 days, she noticed so much of great lightness in her body. It happened to me. I feel I'm much more sharper in my mind after I took to vegetarianism. But more importantly, one of the contributions for my health always been is that I fully attribute to meditation and vegetarianism. So we take a 40-day challenge and see what happens. If we have a strong intent in the mind to matter, we are attracted to the right food. We are attracted to the food choices. Automatically, things will show up in front of us. We will post a link to how do I make some vegetarian dishes. Some people do not have an idea. Of course, if you go in, there is so much out there these days on the internet. We also post a link to something called Buddha Foods. One of our masters, Vashantaji, in Delhi, and that is there in PMC Hindi YouTube channel. And then there are some nice recipes, amazing sattvic food. You straight go from a non-veg to a vegetarian to a yuktahara, sattvic food. Beautiful recipes are there. None of them can be tried. Taking a 40-day challenge can really help us to experience the difference. We won't miss anything, dear friends, I can tell you that much. And this practice and our meditation to understand higher truths more and more, it can only happen when we stop causing harm to other beings. Thank you very much, dear friends. We will continue to discuss topics. And this topic came in the advanced meditation concepts because we want to be one with the whole. We want to be merging into this intelligence. That intelligence is animals too, because that's everything. And so we have to recognize everywhere we want to be one with it, while we are causing significant harm to a part of it. It's not possible to become one with it unless we unless we allow this to also flourish. And so our meditations can only get deeper and real, and then a wholeness experience can be there when, and then becomes a lot more easy and then a lot more deeper when we're going to, when we change the diets. Food, if we eat and then meditate, how can we go into the emptiness? It's the body just has to incorporate. Right food is required because energetically we just are getting disconnected from this field. So yuktahara is necessary. Mitahara is necessary. These two are essential. Nirahara, every now and then doing fasting is great. When you do these practices, naturally we are going into more and more deeper experiences, strengthening your practice of meditation, dear friends. Try it out. 40 days, you try and see how your meditation practice has been. Not just health, I'm talking about meditation practice. When you are a vegetarian and then when you eat limited food, mitahara, your body anyway slowly will get directed towards it over a period of time as you become more aware. A mindfulness of eating will automatically bring us to the right food, right amount of quantity. We covered this in week 2 of this program. Optimal eating, how our energy in the body increases, and the optimal food intake. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all tomorrow. And if there are any questions that somebody wants to share their experience of having turned into vegetarianism, and then how you felt that your system is greater, your meditations are deeper, and all of that, after a short break. We will share this presentation, or whoever would like to let others know. Yes, Apurva?
Yes.
There are questions in the chat to answer. Yes, Radhika ji.
Namaste, Chandra sir. A very good topic, very nicely explained, very touching topic actually. Regard to that, I want to add, like I was a vegetarian and I used to also eat egg and I did not feel much about it. Like meat eating was not there from the beginning for me, so egg was there. What happened, like my father-in-law was a owner of a poultry farm. And I did not know, I did not bother much about how the eggs come and all. But once my husband left his job and took over my father-in-law's business, then I understood the cycle. Like one day bird is, they're bought in boxes and left in crammed places. And they are injected, like from day one, the injection, antibiotic injections start for those little birds. And so many birds used to die in that process. The beaks are cut. These all we don't understand. We happily get egg from a box. But when I understood the entire cycle, like every very small birds from day one, they are injected so many antibiotics. And I thought, okay, when I'm eating an egg, actually I'm eating those antibiotics too, which is actually weakening my immune system. And the other part of the story was when the birds grow big enough, they are put in crammed cages. And I have seen a phase where because of some virus, so many birds died. All this changed my mind and I just gave up egg at one instant. It was very difficult for me to think of eating egg again. Yeah, just wanted to share this and I feel better now. Yeah.
Yes, madam. Egg has life too, but you have brought a very important point. I forget the quote of who said this. If factory farms had glass walls, then you would instantaneously become a vegetarian. Somebody had said this. If they had factory farms had glass walls, just have to see what goes on inside. there are some videos, and I couldn't even see the video beyond 10 seconds. The gruesomeness that goes in, you couldn't see. And ISKCON had written some books. After one page, I just gave up because it was so, can't read. The inhumanity, the cruelty that goes to them is unbearable. If you know it, then it's immediately anybody who's eating meat will immediately stop it.
I want to add one more point here, Chandra sir. It is like my father-in-law used to work in, like he used to roam around. He used to not work, just he used to overlook. But every day he used to take a walk in that entire poultry. It is a very big poultry farm. Unfortunately, there is some slight dust or the feather dust that comes out. And when he was infected with COVID, he couldn't recover from it. Within days, he expired. And because COVID is about lungs strength, right? And I feel it is all correlated. Had he been in some other profession which was not involved in it, maybe there was chance for him. So I connected all these dots and I see the karma part also coming back. Just wanted,
Yes.
it's my understanding and that I wanted to share. Yes, thank you, Chandra.
Thank you, madam. Yes, Apurva, are there?
Yeah, yes, sir. We have Jayavardhan, sir. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Previously, I'm a BTech student undergoing graduation. And during my third year, I don't know what happened. I suddenly went into some anxiety and some stress things. So my mother used to advise me to go to temple 41 days regularly. And I left non-veg 41 days continuously. And I observed some change in my behavior. And it tends to me to be a vegan food. Even in our family, there were four members. Three of them were all continuing to eat non-veg things, but I'm tend to have a vegetable kind of diet. So it also helped me to gain my mental strength. And even more, I saw your update in the Instagram and registered to this. And it's been an amazing journey with you, sir. And evenly, before that, I have tried to do meditation in home, but I was unable to concentrate on the main theme. And after starting your course, it's been my pleasure to get such kind of relaxation, mental stability. And nowadays, I was like so much active in my all of this studies, co-curricular activities, and way of talking, way of expression. All were getting good and good. So it's my thing to explain. Sir, I have a doubt. Uh, have consuming onion also tend to have vegan or non-vegan?
Okay, Jayavardhan, where are you from? Speak so nicely.
Sir, I am from Telangana, Hyderabad, from South.
Hyderabad. South, okay.
Yes, sir. And in recent days, from past 1 week, I think I'm coming to a park where I can sit in a peaceful way, and I'm wearing my headset and doing meditation. Today I have one scene happened. Meanwhile, I lost your connection. You said that we'll disconnect the audio for some time. So I thought it was a disconnection. After some time, I'm unable to get your voice. So I thought something is going wrong. I could open my eyes, but I could not even do that because I was deeply into the meditation zone, and my inner me is telling me that okay, don't open right now. It's been long while you're going. So I went through 36 minutes without any sound, any such kind of sound. So it's been amazing, sir.
Yes, that's wonderful. Yes. Music, if it's there, we'll enjoy. If it's not there, also we'll go into the depth. I wanted to start the meditation without music for some time and then introduce it. Many thought there's no music and music problems are there. They're writing to me rather than meditating. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the question you had, onion. Onion is a refinement. Refinement, if you would like to. If 95% is they want to turn to vegetarianism. Then we remove garlic. Another few percentage points remove garlic. And then after that is sattvic, so less spices. Basically, things that induce little aggressiveness. Anything these are aggressive. Garlic is more of which I taken from Patriji directly. It has a deeper impact of introducing illusion. So meditation is all about coming out of illusion, and garlic keeps bringing back to illusionary things that this is real, more real. What I see around is more real. So it puts us the illusionary thing back. And so he was strongly against garlic, and so we don't take. But vegetarianism and then correction to the garlic, and then afterwards, then of course less spicy food, because you don't miss again. Everything is based on your experiments. And then onion was later and later. Okay, again, part of the spicy or masala food. If onion is eaten the way it is, as long as the vegetables are eaten the way they are supposed to be, then we have a better thing going to the body. So it's from our practice, we don't say that stop onion. It's okay. We can eat. Optimal consumption. Okay. Is necessary. Yes.
Yes, sir. Rishika ji, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Uh, uh, Good morning, everyone. So, I just wanted to tell Chandra sir that I've been following his sessions for really a long time, some time actually, not very long, but I have been very fascinated by your sessions. I try to inculcate all the knowledge and try to apply it in my everyday life, and I feel that uh, every passing day I learn something amazing. I'm very grateful for that, sir. And uh, I just wanted to ask two questions, and I wanted to share something. So, regarding the sharing part, I wanted to share that everyone should read this book called Animal Farm. It is set in a world where animals can speak, they have feelings, and they cause a revolution against their farmer. And it's like uh, animals can feel and everything, but now they can speak also. Now they can fight also. So it is based on that. I recommend everyone to read it. It's by George Orwell, and it's a very nice book. And with this lecture, I got reminded of that book that I read back in my school days. Also, one of my question is that is dairy something that we can consider polluted in today's time, since cows are pretty much tortured when uh, milk is produced and everything, just like the earlier ma'am said about eggs.
Yeah. I think, first of all, Rishika, wonderful that you and Jayavad and all the youngsters are taking on so nicely. Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Delhi, sir.
Delhi. Okay.
Yes.
We hope to see you in the conference. We'll join the conference here. Global conference this weekend of meditation leaders.
Sir, yes, I'm actually trying. Actually, I am searching for a job right now, so I am low on funds. But let's see if everything goes well. I'll definitely.
You join. Don't worry about funds. Just write to your facilitator and join. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate
We
it.
are inviting many guests, and of course, we have a student program too invited. So you join. Okay.
That is
Every day,
amazing. Thank
50
you, sir.
students are there coming and joining. You'll be one of the young student to be there. Okay.
Thank you.
What's the book name again? I want to read that book.
It's called Animal Farm by George Orwell.
Okay. So your question was, yes, so milk. So no, any kind of harm to the animals must be discouraged. For example, after coming into meditation, first thing I did was become a vegetarian. Now we changed our consumption of dairy to a specific dairy system where they naturally raise animals with no injections. They do natural methods. We pay twice the money for milk, but we do that. We switch to that. Okay, where possible. Then we come to more practical terms, of course. Not everybody may be possible, but we happen to be in Bangalore. It's possible we're doing that. But more than that, we don't use leather belts anymore, or rather, not leather belts, leather. So I stopped all leather. No leather sofas, no leather seats in the car, no leather shoe. Minimize. At some point, the belt, okay, can't really do without it. So then, okay, it comes, it doesn't matter. But minimize. There are many, many alternate choices available for everything. Okay. Then silk. A silk saree kills so many silkworms. And so many, many pyramid masters, of course, silk sarees, but they gave up silk sarees. I mean, they have alternate. No more silk. Vani does not buy the actual silk anymore. Stopped. Neither is she wearing any of that. Just out of compassion. So we start looking at industries that are significantly causing pain. It's a different thing taking a skin of a dead animal and then making something. Well, it's another thing to kill and then, rip off the skin to make something. They're two different. And so in that order, we look at how do we reduce the pain and suffering to animals. Now, so your question on milk comes to that point and look at how, and so that's where the veganism came in. This is really the understanding that we support. Okay, so if there is significant pain is being inflicted upon, and if you're drawn to it and you feel towards it, then yes, use almond milk or any of those other alternatives. Okay. But we had a choice and then we do it. But now having said that, I fundamentally feel and I share with Patriji that if we become on compassionate grounds to become a vegetarian, if we become vegetarian and then live for animal rights or protect animals just from that perspective, then consuming a milk here, there, for you won't have any harm because for you. The animals are ever grateful for letting them live. Ever grateful and happy that they're in return doing something to you. It's a deeper spiritual understanding to have there. All right. But physically speaking, yes, if you feel it's causing, inflicting harm, and see if you can have natural methods to go and take. But if you don't have, and then you want to have the tea or a bit of coffee and minimalistic, it's okay, don't bother about too much. Okay. You'll still be fine as long as you have a strong intention to protect the animals, and so the animals in return are happy for you to be doing even that minimal pain that we're causing them, but they're happy that you are supported by them in some way. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anil, sir, you can unmute yourself.
Hello. Hello, sir. Thank you for this amazing platform. It is helping me as an individual as well as definitely gain knowledge and insight so that in the future I can definitely share my experience with most of the people, and also want to thank Savita Reddy for introducing me to this amazing platform. So my question is something like this. So even plants, I mean, uh, life process is nothing but a natural birth and a natural death. But even plants, we are cultivating it. So somewhere, aren't we not harming it before it is naturally died?
This slide is for you.
Okay.
Is there a difference between the left side picture and right side picture?
No, I completely understand that, sir. I'm a vegetarian too. But
So that's all.
this,
The answer is this way. When this is the difference. If I take an animal, that picture cannot even be seen. If I take an animal on one hand and I take a plant, I take a branch of the plant, and I take a hand of the animal, what is your feeling in looking at these two? You got both of them here, are the same. For you as a feeling, are the same. It cannot be same. This one is oozing blood and then all kinds of spilling over and then paining, and then body is literally shivering, and this one is just the way it is. The system is designed. The plant consciousness is group consciousness, and so then the pain that we inflict, there is consequence there. There is a minimalistic pain is there, but it's significantly, this is very difficult to understand. But I just want you to just forget about all explanation. Just look at it and say, this one, this animal on this hand, when I break off its leg, I cut this leg off, and all the thing that I can't even stand as a human. Whereas this one, it still seems to be the same. The design, the frequencies are designed that way. And so that argument that plants to have lives of eating plants would not stand. That's with us in how we feel. It's always feelings driven, always. Our life is to be lived through feelings. Feelings are always right, come from a soul nature. It's directing us through a feeling, and we take action through the feeling. What does it mean? Even if it means if I'm causing a dharma, but my feeling is saying that we won't do it, that's all it is. Because
I didn't mean any wrong in asking this question. I just wanted to know I wanted to know the
Anil,
if,
don't try to give don't have to. Your intentions are absolutely there. Don't have to give explanations. I know you're not. You just want to have better understanding. It could be others. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's an important discussion. Okay.
it was just in my mind, so I just wondered. It's been there in a long because even plants, they just can't speak, as another participant said. Uh, if animal can speak, same way the plants or animals, trees,
Now we gave you the answer. Now we gave you the answer. Okay. We're a feelings-driven being, and the feelings are telling us something, and we take action on it. Okay, it's all that way. And we align to our feelings more and more when we meditate. And so then you will know it. You will know it. And if you have the same level of feeling, when you take a branch off of this tree, and when somebody is cutting an animal head, or passing by and then see the things in the thing, then yes, if you have same feelings, it doesn't matter, then you go and have it. Consciousness not evolved there. But if your feelings are different, take care of it. So you feel taking a life of a plant by taking it off feel strongly, take care of it. Become a fruitarian. Become a fruitarian. You have a choice. And you still will live for sure. If you feel no, I cannot disturb the fruit, become a breatharian. You can still live. There are at least 40,000-50,000 people who are just living on the breath and prana. Choice we make. There are choice we make. Minimizing the consequences is the word we have to take care of. Okay. That means go towards the minimalistic need. Minimalistic, we go towards needs. With meditation, we go to the needs. From greeds, slowly move to the needs. Because our happiness and joy is somewhere else, it's no longer this. Yet we don't disown any creation. Everything is our creation, so we experience here. Don't disown it. Don't run away from it. But we are satisfied with the limited thing that we have because we are more mindful to experience it, so we are satisfied with it. And we constantly look for more higher experiences. Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir. We have Arunji. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello, sir. Thank you very much for nice, wonderful session. And I'm always fond of you and Dr. GK. I met Dr. GK in Houston. Dallas last summer, and I had a pleasure to stay with him one day here in Maryland. I took him to airport, so we had a wonderful session together. So last 6 months, I have become I've become a vegetarian since a long time, but last 6 months I became a vegan, and then because I saw the Maka Doodh and all the other documentary, so I saw the cruelty that was going on in the dairy industry. So I became a vegan, and then after that I became a fruitarian. So last 6 months I've become like fruitarian, and 90% I eat fruits and vegetables only. 10% sometimes I eat other stuff. But it's been a so nice journey since I became a vegan and fruitarian. So health-wise, there is no problem, and I'm trying to convince other people also to become a vegetarian. I'm here in USA, so I try to help other people also. So that's all I had to say. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, sir. Maryland. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get to meet you somewhere between March 20th to 22nd.
Sure.
Okay. Great to know. Fruitarian. It's a big step.
Yeah.
So much conviction we have on ourselves to take those choices. Good example, so thank you.
Yes, sir. We have Rituparnaji. Can you please unmute yourself? Ma'am, you're
Yeah. Namaskar, Chandraji. I'm so grateful for you for this sessions you are giving me. I am experiencing many such aha moments. And I would like to add here that we really, as human beings, we don't need milk also. And milk is even the milk producing animals, they after infancy, no one has milk except us human beings. And lactose intolerance is a normal phenomenon. We say intolerant, but it is really a most what you call inherently designed phenomenon. So even milk is not necessary for our existence or life. I mean, for surviving. That's what I wanted to say. And about plants, I believe they are to be had when the lifespan is over, when the crop is mature. But we grow the animals or the poultry just for our consumption. Plants we do not have. We do not have. They are ripe before we consume them. I hope my explanation is correct. My interpretation is.
Madam, taste buds are there to enjoy food. That's all. Our body is just around experiencing. It's a vehicle to carry ourselves, and if energy is the basis for it, and energy is there significantly through our meditation. That's why people who don't eat anything at all also carry on their lives. Breatharians can carry on their lives. Joss Meehan, that we met regularly at Pyramid Valley, was such an example. For years and years, he doesn't eat anything. And so we understand the role of it then, the role of food. It's just that it becomes so body-minded, so everything is injected. So you're right, lactose and all that is ultimately come under the same category. You're absolutely right. Observation that yes, only humans consume milk, and when no other species is living on milk after an initial period. Okay. And so for many ways, you can take it and then say, yes, it's not necessary. Plants, yes, another understanding that you're giving. The concept is from a spiritual understanding is the individual consciousness and group consciousness. Individualized, crystallized consciousness are humans. Mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, group consciousness. And so the massive group. So there is the consciousness, the group consciousness, not individualized. So the pain and suffering inflicted is consciousness at different levels of it. So inflicted is minimal and minimal and minimal when it's a large group as together is going through its life. And so in a group consciousness, the pain and suffering inflicted is minimalistic when you're causing something. But there is a lot of give and take out there. It doesn't matter. Many ways we can take this. The best way to take it is what I talk about. What is your feeling at any given time? And you get guided by that. When you understand a fact, and for example, Amitji said, when I read and when I saw all these videos, I felt there is too much of, not Amitji, Arunji said, I felt there is just too much of suffering over animals. I didn't feel like wanting to take milk. That's sufficient. A feeling, we just have to expose the information. Based on that, we all have different ways of taking it, and the feeling is there. And you have a feeling that, okay, I'm not killing the plants early on, they're ripe, and so you're saying basically anytime next they're going to go off, the end of their life. And so then I'm consuming something like that, right? Yes, so we take grains as much, from grains we take fruits as much because they are going to be utilized, gone, right? That's why you go to the fruitarian.
And besides, we are denying the baby animal from the milk that the baby animal deserves. We are kind of snatching it from their share.
Different viewpoint. Yes, that's also absolutely the one viewpoint. There are many ways that you can look at it. Okay. Many ways you can look at it. Minimize the consequence. First thing is to become vegetarian. Everything else is minimize the consequence. Okay. Last question.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
we have Amit Kumar, sir. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, Ravi Chandra, thank you very much for a great presentation. It was nice to hear you. I have a quick question, sir. Many parts in the world, including India, a lot of people are dependent on, they don't have a choice. How to take this message to them and what they can do, sir?
Really? No choice?
Sir, if you see Siberia, if you see Russia, if you see Jharkhand, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, many remote places, fully dependent on in jungles, fully dependent on poultry or some kind of animals.
No. So, Amitji, we take care of ourselves. We always think about ourselves. We ask our personal experience. If when we individual changes, the world transforms. So let's talk about ourselves. Forget about people in Siberia. They'll consider from their perspective what's required. They may not even be exposed to the knowledge for them to even need to become vegetarian. We only talk about ourselves and say, what is it that I can do and how can I become better? Because if I know if I can become better, people around me will feel better. So we don't have to conquer the world. We'll start with ourselves. Siberia is irrelevant. Irrelevant. They may not have the consciousness even to understand concept of meditation. And neither does it impact us. So it's like that, Amitji, for many questions we are asking, it's always, what is it I'm going through today and how can I become better? And we put our attention on it, then we're going to immediately turn and become a great person. And when we become great, people around us become an opportunity to become great because our energy rubs onto them, our knowledge and wisdom goes to them. We focus on these two, that's it. Okay, all right, great friends. Thank you very much for joining. This topic has always been, when we put too many things, right, it becomes entangled and it becomes difficult to sort of understand. We look and say, what can I do? Forget about a lot of the world. I do, yes, just like Arunji said, we've done it. And if you've done it, we have understanding in many ways, develop it, and so it automatically goes to others. So thank you all. Have a wonderful day. We'll meet tomorrow again.
Thank you, 'cause I'm so.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow at the same time with another wonderful session. Thank you.